how there were no chairs thrown. As Rosario indicated, a man picked up the chair. He was a little bit emotional. Somebody put the chair down and they hugged it out. That's the truth. Now, somebody did leave vicious voicemail messages on the phone of Chairwoman Roberta Lane, which is wrong. Wrong is cowardice. You don't threaten people. You don't threaten their family. You don't do that kind of stuff. Senator Sanders disavowed all of that stuff. He's been saying all along on the campaign trail, violence is not acceptable. He said, I want people to exercise their First Amendment right, but I want you to allow other people to speak. But I'm going to tell you what I said on national TV. He's not grown folks' daddy, okay? He got their father. So he don't control how grown folks respond in a certain situation. And so what really took me over the top, can I just be honest? What really sent a sister over the top, was the fact that Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz automatically took the side of the Nevada Democratic Party that really exaggerated, I think, to cover their own behind. That's exactly what they did. They were not fair in that situation, and it was a gross exaggeration in terms of how Senator Sanders supporters did respond in that room, and then it was a gross exaggeration in terms of all of us. I hope we're winning some people over, but those of us who do support Senator Sanders, and it really just reminded me that in some ways what we believe is happening is happening. That chairwoman of that party, of the Nevada party, should not have shown bias in that room, but she did. And we as Democrats somehow don't have the courage to call it out. It was real. That booing is not violent, but shooting up somebody's office is. That we don't know whoever left those vile messages against Chairwoman Lang, as much as I disagree with how she handled that room, they may or may not have been supporters of Bernie Sanders. Anybody can pick up the phone and talk smack. You don't know who it is.
Creating a narrative, right? Because what it does is it swallows up our time and our energy to talk about that rather than what actually happened. That frustrated people who stood online for so long, who stood in there for so long, not having access to food, people getting turned away because they had switched registrations and all types of things so that they can get away with not being investigated into. And that's what we have to stay vigilant into. You know, when things like this happen, you know, my dad's very cynical, and any single time something would happen on the news and they'd be playing it over and over again, you go, I wonder what's really happening. And I'm seeing it, I'm parroting network to network to network, this trivial thing, and sometimes even big things like the bathroom law, but it's like, what else is happening right now? That is being like this huge narrative, because there's major things with the Panama Papers, and people, like the PM resigning from Iceland after 3 days of protest because his name appearing on that, and the Panama Papers, like there's revolt that's gone on, the Egyptian uprising, there's stuff, Occupy movement, people marching to prevent a war in Iraq that was ignored. Oftentimes, if you actually looked at what was actually on the news at that time, it was minuscule. It wasn't news. It was a distraction. And that's the stuff that we have to stay vigilant on.
We're going to take quick pictures. Jump in real quick.
Who in this group is on the short list for VP?
Turn around. What are we doing?
Are you in the short list for VP?
Oh my God, listen.
You too. Thanks for your help.
The world is not ready for us.
Yeah, come on, come on.
They not ready.
We got two VP candidates right here.